Oh, hello, welcome. Cam, what's up? So glad to see you here. Very excited. So we are starting round one for the first round of our KAGI top cut. I should probably pull up the bracket here. That'd be good for, a prepared person to do. Speaking of brackets, guess who just won the Universe Championship in Backyard Baseball? Lavinus Twitch did earlier today. If you haven't seen his stream, check it out. It is a blast. But we are here doing some Keyforge. We've got BarrySkywalker versus Fabulousing. Let's take a look at the decks quick while they're getting ready to go, and then we'll look at the bracket afterwards. I think we have 8 matches in round 1 here. Maybe it's, yeah, 4 matches. 4 matches in round 1. These are kind of like play-in rounds. Some people got buys. I actually made it finally into the top cut, and I have a bye first round, so I'll not be playing this round. I think I might be playing the winner of this match though, so this is some good scouting. Definitely a good thing to do here. So let's see, we've got Fabulousing bringing Spirit Gwen Daunu. This is a mass mutation deck. It's got some really interesting stuff going on here. Quixxle Stone is one of those really interesting cards for adaptive. One, if you don't have the efficiency to get it out every game, it can be really swinging games. Luckily, this deck has tons of efficiency in the logos here. 19 speed we're looking at, along with some really interesting stuff. Double Resurgence with a Quixxle Stone is really weird. So this is one where you might even ask yourself the question, if you're Barry on game 2, do you even play the Quixxle Stone? But a lot of that can depend on what you're going to see in the other deck. But we've also got Universal Keylock. It's another nice amber control there. We've got Antony with a transporter platform. So this is something where you can maybe get into a loop where you basically are just replaying your Antony every turn. Oops, looks like they are ready to go. Very interesting deck. Looks like a pretty strong one. And then over here we've got a Coda deck, Time Traveler, double War Chest Brobnar with Ganger Chieftain and double Crumps and Fire Spitter, double Shadow Self. So this one is actually, for a Coda deck, looks like it's going to be doing lots of board. So it should be really interesting. Only 9 Amber Pips against 12 over here. So in the Quixxle Stone matchup, I could see this one doing a lot. So I think a lot is going to matter on when that Quixxle Stone comes down. But let's get into it and we'll see how it shakes out. So Quixxle Stone is one of those really interesting ones because other people have success with decks like that. And whenever I try to bring a deck that has sort of the, those really polarizing artifacts, I just cannot seem to get them to work. It feels like I never draw it until the end, and then my opponent has it turn 2. And so there is a risk with that, but I think there's more to these decks, especially the mass mutation decks can really be interesting on the amber control. And so sometimes you have to be really careful with that. Looks like stuff is loading a little slow. There we go. So we've got Barry on the bottom here and Fabulousing up top. And we've got the Coda deck is going first, so we'll have to remember that for if we go to chain bidding, that can be really relevant. But we're starting off with Nexus, so pretty simple. Atlantis, welcome in. We are just starting game 1 of what could be a doubleheader tonight. I think there might actually be 3 matches going on tonight. This was the first one, and if they finish fast, we're going to pivot over and watch an entire second match, which could be really fun. We've got Chonkers down. This is a very fun card if my cards will start loading. There we go. So skirmish after an enemy creature is destroyed fighting Chonkers. Double the number of +1 power counters on Chonkers, and when you play it, it gets 1. So this is kind of its own little mini game within Keyforge to try and get your Chonkers as big as possible. But Barry doesn't like fun, apparently. Twin Bolt Emission coming in right away, taking out the Chonkers, putting some damage on the Pismire, and we've got the Help from Future Self, so getting that Time Traveler out early, but that does mean we won't have the recycle of the deck in a little bit here. And then Titan Mechanic coming down. Looks like not too much else on that Logos draw. Fabulousing went up to Oh, they had the commune. I had missed that at the beginning. I was like, how did they have 4 amber already? But the commune after the Pismire and Chonkers got them up before. We've got the transporter platform coming down again with no real amber or artifact control, except for this Nexus, which was just murdered. This transporter platform could do some really nasty things. We've got the Dino Alien and double upgrades here. We've got the Access Denied and Stunner coming down right away, bursting up to 9 amber and the Quixxle Stone. So, this is the start you want with Spirit Gwen in this matchup, I would say. It's hard to say you could get a better starting draw with this. All of the Star Alliance stuff is just things that Barry's not really going to have much of an answer to. I do have the Pawn Sacrifice, so if you can kill the Dino Alien here, that would actually be massive. Yeah, and there's the Relentless Whispers. So, I mean, a really nice comeback there for Barry, having the right creature control there to take care of that upgraded alien and kind of slowing down that transporter platform from really getting stuff. But that is first key to Fabulosing here. We'll see. Yeah, so they're going to be able to get back the Pismire to stop the key, or to tax the key. They won't be able to stop it unless they play a second one, but that would allow Barry to play more creatures because of the Quixxle Stone. But they are going to have the second Pismire and the Growth Surge to make them huge. So no key there for Barry. Key cost going up to 10, but this does leave room for, yeah, some of this Brobnar stuff to come down. So Brobnar stuff just isn't even big enough to deal with this now. Fire Spitters are not bad. I guess a Fire Spitter fighting into this one would kill it. Oh, and the Relentless Assault. Okay, so this will actually take care of both of these because of that before fight ability on the Fire Spitters, dealing that extra damage. Wow, this is some awesome back and forth already from these decks. I was actually kind of worried that Fabulosing start there would have just been too much initial pressure, but Barry just finding all the answers right at the right time to kind of just slow down some of that momentum. It's not all the amber control by a long shot in Fabulosing's deck here. Universal Keylock could still come down, do some taxing. Quick Draw, welcome to round 1. It's a awesome game so far, actually. Just really lots of back and forth kind of haymakers coming from both of these decks. We've got Fabulosing now on the Sloppy Lab Work. Interesting having that here before they find the auto encoder. There's Opposition Research and Dimension Door and an Odd Clod. So just gotten up to 3, but getting the Fission Bloom down can be really big, but no taxing on that one means Barry's already in check for key 2 after forging for 6. Toon Carnage, welcome. Yeah, man, KAGI Top Cut, just a favorite time, isn't it? I'm gonna lower my voice just a little bit. I'm peaking. Yeah, I'm so excited for this. This is great. Excited to be in it, but getting to watch these early rounds here. Let's see, we've got Silvertooth coming in, dealing some damage to the Odd Clod, but not able to kill it. But that does leave room for the Naughty to come down, kind of threaten. Next turn, these two can just kind of steal back and forth for a little bit. But again, Barry is on check for key 2 already without even having to do much that turn. Are going to see the Fission Bloom. This is tough. Oh, you do play the Universal Keylock here, so just going to force Barry up to 6. Yep, this is game 1. Just started, and again, they came out swinging, both of these decks. Fabulosing had an incredible Starline start, but Barry just had just the answers to kind of get that stuff off the board and really equalize. Okay, so here's a Bouncing Death Quark. Probably just clear the board. No, just keeping the Odd Clod. So Universal Keylock is going to stop this key, but it's stopping the key for both of them now, right? So it's kind of this game of who's going to try and burst ahead now to try and take out this key lock. But Fabulosing is in the position where she's got the Reclaimed. So if she wants, can just remove this from the board, but with Barry already being on check, it's kind of tricky to do that and not have it come back to bite you. So we'll see. What else? Could be another Insurgent. So you could purge the key lock and then Resurgence the Pismires again, especially with the second creature down here. You could actually replay both of those. I think we've only seen one Resurgence. Yeah, so that could be the play. That puts you in check and taxes again up to 10. See a wild wormhole from Barry's side into an interdimensional graft. Unfortunately, Not going to do too much here because Fabulousing, you're probably just happy to let them forge at 9 here, blow up the key, then you're in check. This board, the Shadow Self just doesn't do nearly as much in this matchup without, or with this Quixxle Stone down. Yeah, it has been a tennis match for sure, or just like two boxers that are all offense, no defense. Okay, so we've got another alien coming down. This is the Dino Alien, and we are going to start seeing some bouncing happening with the transporter platform. This damage not really doing a whole lot against the Shadow Self here. And we got the blast shielding. And then the discarding of the Subject Kirby's, which is so hard, right? Because if you're playing this deck, Subject Kirby is such a good card. You like your first instinct is I need to play these Kirby's. But again, I think the play here is to really wait for that second resurgence, bring back both of those Pismires for just a huge turn of taxing. Oh, the burn the stockpile. That's brutal. So very well set up there by Barry. Kind of, you know, they had to take the key for 9. But then Fabulousing is expecting just to get their key right after that, and that burned the stockpile, really slowing them down. We do get a Logos turn here, which is going to be some really good efficiency for them, but the autoencoder is coming late in this game. Again, already 3 keys forged. It can still do some stuff, but along with Quixxle Stone, definitely one of those things you want to see as early in the game as possible, because again, there's no artifact control outside of Nexus. So whatever you get down is just going to do some work. Very, very KAGI turn there from Barry. Just getting a library of Babble down and then throwing Time Traveler back into the deck. So trying to free up space on the board, I think. Probably need your Ganger Chieftain to come down. Oh, and we see the purging of the Quixxle Stone by Fabulousing. So getting some extra pips from that as well, because that Quixxle Stone does have a draw pip on it. And then just going to flood the board here with Untamed. Nasty, nasty stuff. And we do know, so Crump is gone, both Fire Spitters are gone, and the Relentless Assault. There is still a Ganger Chieftain and one more Crump, but that's not enough to kill this board. And a lot of the Shadows creature control is gone too, so this is terrifying. And then even if you do clear off some of this Untamed stuff, this Dino Alien can just kind of start going to work, bouncing with the transporter platform, because we still, what do we have left to bounce? I think we've seen pretty much all of the upgrades, but we do still have the Antony coming. So if you don't find an answer for that Antony, that could be its own huge problem. We are going to see the key not stopped because of the Cephaloist. We'll be stopped by the old Bruno, but these two just not getting their value because of the Cephaloist, something you don't see too often. And if you had ordered that differently, oh no, yeah, that's brutal for Barry. Because if you order that differently and do the old Bruno first, Fabulousing goes down to 3, and then these two actually do both steal. And unfortunately, the Magda is still going to give the Amber back, even though it didn't steal when it came down. Yeah, so just so many little pieces at play there, and very hard to catch that until the cards are already out of your hand. I know you all were talking about that on Discord today, weren't you, Quick Draw? How Magda's text. Is this even the actual text anymore, or has this changed? I was thinking the old one is what changed, and they changed it to be the Leaves play. But I am pretty sure that even if it doesn't steal, you still steal back, which is why you don't want to play it when your opponent has no Amber. Yeah, so it's not like Turnkey or something where it only reforges if you unforged first. Yeah, so that's really brutal. I think they were gonna have a tough time dealing with this board anyways, but that might seal the deal. We are seeing the Star Alliance turn, even with all of this down. Fabulousing knows there's not really much creature control coming to deal with it, so might as well kind of. Uh-oh, we got a misclick on the Subdue. Hadron Collision hit that. So So probably just planning to hit the Magda with the subdue there just to get the extra steal. But yeah, again, I'm not really think it's going to be a huge deal. Got the King Can too, so now if they go Brobnar, going to be some steal happening anyways. And then now we see that other subject Kirby down, getting some more creatures down. So this is very, very scary for Barry. Again, the Relentless Assault is gone. You do have a Lava Ball that can deal with at least one of these Pismires. But did we... I guess we've reshuffled, so it could be both Resurgence back in deck now. Might also need it to deal with this thing. There's the Brobnar Call, so there is going to be the steal. Blood Money going on the Pismire. There's going to be the Lava Ball to also take out the Kirby, so that's a good call. And the Crump, so no Ganger Chieftain either. That's hiding in the bottom few cards there. Brutal. And here's the Untamed Tournament, and this is going to be tons of Amber generation. And see, the Graft is gone. That doesn't really matter on key 3. We just saw some of that Shadows stuff. And the Burn the Stockpile is gone, so this might be just about it. The Crump with the Ganger Chieftain can remove 2, because it can definitely fight at least twice here. And there's the Resurgence back for more taxing. And a Growth Surge, just for good measure. So, just to know, it wouldn't have gotten Barry into check if they were able to steal on that turn anyways. It just would have been a little bit more of a tempo swing, but I think this is going to be game 1 for Fabulosing here. And again, that start for Fabulosing's deck was very, very strong. Lots of the Star Alliance stuff you wanted to see early, so if Barry is kind of really having to dig to find some of those, game 2 could look a lot different, because we saw this Coda deck can maybe just get out in front real quick with Zamber generation. What happened? Lots of Untamed stuff, and Cephalois doing some work, blocking some stealing. So game 1 goes to Fabulosing. I don't know how to say that, so I'm sorry. It's a very, it's a word that just is, we're not used to having an ing at the end. It's tough, and I am already not great at enunciating, so just bear with me on that one. Okay. Yeah, we've got the Coda deck is going first again on Fabulosing side now. And we are ready to start game 2. So, the pace this is going, we might be able to get that second game covered, but we'll see. I still think there's a decent chance this goes to game 3. That Star Alliance deck has a lot of tools, or sorry, the MM deck has a lot of tools for dealing with this Coda deck. We do have the Fission Bloom early, and I didn't catch all of the pips that are in Logos. I think there's a draw in the QMEX, and then I didn't see what was on the Sloppy Lab work, and then you have a few just Amber pips sprinkled in there, so it's not huge. But those extra draws are nice. Guarded Mother right away with the Shadow Self down and the Nexus next to it. So this is actually really scary for Barry, because this Nexus using that Fission Bloom could do some nasty stuff with the Shadows. Just lots of extra burst. Actually, I lied. There's only 2 pips in the Shadows. It could do a little bit. A little bit more Amber from Relentless Whispers. Got the Dino Alien coming down. It is going to Exalt to get the extra Amber on the Shadow Self. Just need to try and clear that as soon as possible. Blast Shielding coming down on that as well. So should be sticking around now. But we got Fast Call back into Logos for Fabulosing here. Yeah, that's right, Toon Carnage. Just turning the Fission Bloom off for your opponent is really good. Pocket Universe. Didn't see that last game, but it's a very risky card to actually use. It's fine to get it out of your hand, but because of the Reclaim by Nature and the MM deck, it is a tough sell. So I'm expecting we're going to see Dino Alien fighting into the Shadow Self. We do have the Stunner, which is after fight and after reap, so we can kill the Shadow Self, stun either the Fire Spitter or the Nexus. Tough call here. If you're going to play more Star Lines, like if you have your transport platform, I think you have to hit the Nexus. Otherwise, the Fire Spitter is kind of scary because you, at this point, you might as well try and build a bigger board because we know this deck doesn't actually have a ton of creature control. The Relentless Assault can do a lot, but you have to have the Brobnar stuff to go with it, especially those Fire Spitters, which can do kind of the crowd control. And this Mother's just been sitting there for a while. Okay, so doing the Dino Alien ability first, very, very smart there. Just making sure you see everything else you're going to do for the turn before you choose a stun. Does go for this Fire Spitter. Big thing for Fabulosing here too is they have all three of their houses represented, so the Kincan's not going to be doing anything unless this Untamed gets called on Barry's next turn and the Kincan is still alive. And we see Hadron Collision taking out the Nexus anyways. So artifacts are safe now, except for that Reclaim coming from Barry's side. Second Shadow Self comes down on the Fire Spitter side this time, so trying to protect the Magda, but also protecting the Fire Spitter over the Mother is interesting. So Magda is a tricky card. It's a very tough one to use. Really, your goal is just to steal, forge as fast as possible, and then kill it while your opponent, or while you don't have any Amber. But that's really tough to do. One, your opponent most likely has a way to kill it, and then two, you have to have a way to kill it on your turn after you've like forged. So it's a very interesting card. Probably a lot more impactful in Coda when steal was already happening a lot. So on these kind of turns, you could just have a really big burst. But can kind of be weak to a lot of things too. It's a good stall card, if nothing else, right? So just some efficiency happening there. We do have a big archives coming here for Barry. We've got the Vision Bloom on the Sloppy. Okay, so the Sloppy Labwork also has a drop hip. So getting some extra draw there. Some extra Amber. Discards Gloriana's Attendant. Did I miss where the other archives came from? Anyone in chat catch that? We have 3 in archives, and I only see 1 archive that's happened. Unless I missed like a... Oh, Causal Loop. Okay, so we've got Causal Loop and something else in there. All right, so more artifacts coming down. Again, this is more than what we saw last game. The War Chest is only destroyed in fighting. So again, you kind of really need like the Fire Spitter, a couple other things, and then that Relentless Assault to get value off this. But with 2 of them in there, this does actually have a lot of potential for burst if you can kind of get it. But we are going to see the Relentless Assault go off right now. Ugh. That seems tricky. Magda Gizmo deck. Oh, so like right when you forge, you have no Amber. That's actually a good call. Control F. I was trying to think what you were saying for a second. Yes. Well, so I didn't know what card I was looking for. I guess I could have just searched for archive, right? Next time. Next time. There's a lot going on. All right. I can't be thinking about hotkeys. Can't be thinking about efficiency. It's a pretty big burst there from Fabulosing. Getting the Smith. What do we see? So the Fire Spitter fights the Dino Alien. Then Magda fights it, killing the Shadow Self, and then Mother fights off the Kyo. Okay. So it takes out the Alien, but not a huge deal because we don't have those Starlands artifacts out yet to really take advantage of it. Again, an Untamed turn here will get 1 steal off the Kincan, and then maybe they have some of the Pismires, which would actually do some taxing here, but we'll see what Barry can find. This Mother has sat on the board the entire game, which is just a lot of piled up efficiency for Fabulosing. I feel like this is one of the biggest pauses we've had in the game so far, though. So it must be either a lot of options or really hard to know where to go from here, but we'll see. We do get the Untamed turn, so there's going to be the first steal. And then again, if you can kill the Magda this turn, you can get him down to 6 just off that. The Untamed, though, is not killing that this turn. There are 0 cards which can do that, so that actually makes it really tough. Because you could tax, but then again, you put Fabulousing to 0, they kill off the Magda, and then that steal is kind of, it still is kind of a wash because of the taxing, but it gives them the chance to kill that without there being any steal back. So we're going to see Lumalu, Chonkers, the Reclaim taking out the War Chest. And then a Resurgence for Dino Alien and Gloriana's Attendant. Got a Shadow's Call. Lawless Whispers has a couple targets there, but yeah, takes out the Kincan. Gets another steal. Silvertooth coming down ready. Just gonna reap with it. Okay, so going to check. Gonna leave this Lumalu on the board. I don't think there's actually a ton of beasts in here. Are there no beasts in here besides Lumalu? I don't think Pismire's one. Gloriana's Attendant's a mutant. Cephalois a mutant. Yeah, that is the sad Lumalu. Yeah, Magda is one of those cards that really sparks like very early Keyforge days in my memory too. Mainly because I did not have good shadows and my opponents that I played with had some nasty stuff. Bad memories, but it definitely makes me think of my old play group. So we do have the Pismire coming down that will stop this key, get some extra power going on to the Chonkers, so we might see this Chonkers go big. I believe Infomorph is also just a mutant, yeah. So lots of mutants, no beasts for the poor Lumalu. You might actually just fight with it at this point because Magda's elusive. Yeah, so we have the fight with the Attendant, and then fight with the Lumalu to take that out, get the Steel 2. Could be playing into the burn the stockpile though, but we haven't seen too much logos for a bit, so this could also be a graft. Yikes, this is actually kind of scary. Chonkers just reaps. Makes me sad. This could have killed the Magda and gotten the extra power, but it's okay. Everything dies now. Lava Ball taken out, and there's the burn stockpile. So, honestly, if you're Barry, you're getting a key still, and all of that amber was destroyed, not stolen. So, of the things that could have happened when you're at 10 amber at the end of that turn, that was probably one of the better outcomes. But still, a long ways to go. You're still staring down some steel. This mother is still alive, and just getting that extra draw for Fabulousing. It's looking pretty tough. What have we not seen? I mean, we still haven't seen most of the Star Alliance artifacts, most of the artifacts in general. Fabulousing not a check yet, so this could be a nice kind of rebuilding turn for Barry. Just get some extra stuff on the board. There's a Subdue for some stunning or just extra damage on the Mother because it needs to die, and there's a damage pip. Okay, so Mother is taken care of finally. Sad because you probably do want to stun like the Naughty, but that Mother has done so much damage already. You just got to get it off the board at this point. Still haven't pulled the archives though. There's not a key cheat or anything, so I kind of really wonder what they're holding here. Could be the key lock, just some extra logo stuff to save for later. But I almost have to think it's Star Alliance stuff you're saving for when you get the transporter platform, maybe? Some of your other upgrades, but we've already seen 2 of them. Yeah, it could be that Anthony. That's a good call. So no amber left after the steal, so old Bruno coming down for no effect. And so we'll see what answers Barry has here. You do have the Dino Alien live on board, so this can do some some fighting, get you some extra draws. There's the Anthony coming down. Did see the archives pulled now. We know one of those was the causal loop. Subject Kirby. It's tough. You do get a free fight against these elusives, but I would be pretty tempted just to remove anything left in shadows that can do extra, like amber generation. Does go for the naughty though, so just hitting that elusive to get the free after fight effect to do some top deck manipulation and draw. There's a Q-Max off of the subject Kirby. Pretty great play off of that with the extra draw in there. Gotta think there's gonna be some of the artifacts coming here. If it's in the bottom 5 here, it's just rough. Access denied. Going on old Bruno. And there's a Quixxle Stone. Which is relevant here. You're at 4 and 4, so Fabulousing can only play 1 creature next turn, unless you're able to kill something on your side. Or you just play more creatures with the subject Kirby. Okay, just 1 more. Okay. So this is still kind of a scary Star Alliance board to deal with if you're Fabulousing. Plays the Urchin, gonna get some steal here. Old Bruno fighting off one of the Kirbys. Oh, and the Pawn Sacrifice will deal with the other one. Yeah. Second hit is hard. You almost don't really need to... You probably need to take this out, but there's no transporter platform yet. So again, I think the story with these decks, and this is what I always struggled being able to do, but the artifacts come in at a different time in the second game, making it a way different match. So just throwing everything into Anthony? Looks like it. I don't think this is stealing. Yeah. Killed the Anthony with Bruno. Yeah, there's a couple ways you could have sliced that. We still haven't seen... Oh no, we have seen the Reclaimed right now. And again, we know with the Relentless Assault gone that this deck actually doesn't have much more creature control. So I almost kind of don't want... You almost kind of want to limit this deck from playing more creatures at this point, because you have still another Pismire, you have the Cephaloist. You have a lot of Brobnar left on Fabulousing side though, so it's tough. And just put the damage on the Dino Alien too, because this can still fight Urchin with the elusive, so... Yeah. I think Fabulousing really actually wanted to limit the creature playing on Barry's side there. We do get the Universal Keylock coming down, so that will be relevant, although we're going to get a steal from the Q-Max here from the Dimension Door, and then Opposition Research, stopping this stuff from reaping as well. This stuff, sorry. And there's the Causal Loop doing some more. And the Oddclog gets discarded, but we still have not quite cycled yet. So, I mean, have to have the Transporter platform now. Time Traveler coming down for Fabulousing is pretty good here. And if they have the help from Future Self, this could get nasty real quick. Going up to 9. So it looks like this deck, the Coda deck, is just going to try and eat the Universal Keylock every game. You've got the Titan mechanic, though, which will make it a little bit cheaper. And discards the Kyo. Okay. Do you all say Kyo or Quixxle? I feel like I said Quixxle forever, but Kyo is like easier to say. I don't know. I'm not French. Quixxle? Yeah. It's probably what it's supposed to be, right? Okay, everyone says Quixxle. I will stop with my... The thing that annoys people more than anything is a streamer mispronouncing the name of something. Quixxle. Got it. What's something else I can mispronounce? None of these are weird names. We'll find something. Then there's this one. So this one's easy, right? This is Quixxle Stone. I don't know why Quixxle is different in my mind. It's just 1x. Right, the Don Quixote. I think that's where it kind of... That's not French though, is it? Why did I say French? That would be... That's like Spanish, right? Brad. We'll just call him Brad. Okay, we've got a Star Alliance play here from Barry. Subject Kirby gonna do some stuff. Getting down that Cephaloist, which we saw be pretty impactful last game, with a draw pip on it as well. That is gonna redraw through, which means I forgot to see how many Resurgences were left, but I think there was at least one, so it means those Resurgences are not doing so much right now until this gets killed. Dino Alien just fighting into the Urchin here, getting that free fight again, gonna do some more top deck stuff. We do see the transporter platform finally come down. We do know the Universal Keylock is popping this turn. What do we have left? Still have not seen the graft. So if you're Barry here, you probably don't actually do a ton this turn. Try and sneak that key through for 7. Or I guess it'd be 5, but try and limit your losses on a graph, because with only 4 cards left in deck, and oh, we do know, yeah, there's a lot of logos left, I feel. We haven't seen the help from Future Self either. Hadron Collision on the QMX just to get it archived. Again, that can be replayed by Subject Kirby, and now you have even less ability to play creatures on Fabulosing side, or we'll just play another one. So there's the Kincan. Again, every house represented on Fabulosing side, so Kincan not doing a whole lot here, but we do see the logos. Oh, and there's, yeah, going up to 9, so this will probably be a graft, and then this is still on the flank, so you're actually stealing 4 here with the graft. This could be a pretty brutal turn. Can't reap with the Titan mechanic, but I think you're happy just fighting off one of these two. Time Traveler fights the Dino Alien. There's the help from Future Self too. Yeah, so it's going to be a nice reshuffle, nice replay of that Time Traveler, because you still have space on the board. Nasty stuff. Ganymede goes to the discard. Titan fights the Cephaloist. What about that one? Cephaloist or Cephaloist? It should be Cephaloist, but I've heard a lot of people on the Cephaloist. Okay, there's the graft. Fabulosing bursting up to 9, taking the rest of Barry's Amber there. I don't know about that one. Quick draw. Is it related to Gruins? Probably. Where'd you go? It's like a mutated Gruin, right? Why would it not be the oi sound? Why would it be oist? Double Pismire does actually save Barry here. We're gonna get the Cephaloist back with a draw. But again, we know this Untamed doesn't have any... Oh, the Titan! The Titan makes him not even stop it! Oh, brutal. Crazy. Piccoloist? Right, but that's because Piccolo is the thing. So a person who plays the Piccolo is a Piccoloist. Are you saying this is a... Oh, where'd it go? It's gone. It's a... Oh. This is a Cephalo, and what it does is like it is a Cephaloist? You both are saying the same thing here, where you're assuming it means it is the player of something called a Cephalo. Ah, Barry, welcome in. That was a rough game 2. Game 1 was fantastic. I think you both played great. The just so much back and forth in that early game was so much fun. Game 2, the artifacts definitely kind of betrayed you, which is just rough and can happen with these. Yeah, Fabulous Thing said that on there too. And never found the autoencoder really for game 2. But good stuff, unfortunate, but huge congrats, Barry, making it to Top Cut. There's a lot of really good players. And again, I think we're going to look at the, I should do that now, look at the bracket. I think I play Fabulous Thing now for my round 2, so that'll be fun.